What's up, guys? Got another O-light video for you guys to check out today if you're interested. This is the M2R Pro Warrior that we'll be talking about here in this video. If you wanted to get a discount on this on October 31st, O-light will be running a flash sale, which is tomorrow, October 31st, for 30% off the MSRP, which I think is $110. So you can get this flashlight for around $77. It comes packed with features and is actually a very nice flashlight. I don't mind making these O-light videos, especially when they send these to me. These are very nice flashlights, and I don't mind recommending them and showing to you guys because some guys might want to see these. Again, this is the Olight M2R Pro. This is a tactical light, which you can use as just a pocket carry light or just general purpose tactical light, or you can use this as a weapon mounted light, which we'll go over here in just a second. But first, we'll just go over some of the features included into this flashlight. This is a 1800 lumen max output with a 300 meter throw on it. Very nice little flashlight, and it's got a couple of good designs here I can talk about real quick. Let's just go over the exterior of it. You can see these nice ribs in the middle section of this flashlight. These are great for grabbing onto and keeping a nice locked in solid tight grip on there. You see when I open up my hands, it's actually gripping into my skin. Very nice for locking that in there if you really needed to have a real good hold on this thing, because if you take a look at this front bezel up front here on the crown of the flashlight, it is a very nasty looking sharp pointed object that you can see right there. I would not want to get hit with this if you had to use this as a defensive light for any particular reason. I think it would perform fairly well. It's got a pretty good heft to it. It is a 6.31 ounce flashlight. So if you really needed to swing this thing around in a defensive situation, you could totally do so and probably make a pretty big mess with it. So let's go ahead and come on down to this removable clip right here, which is reversible. You can either take this completely off, switch it, put it on, or you can see you can wear this in a couple of different ways as it is completely reversible. I've taken this off and I've been wearing it on my Ruger 1022 takedown survival rifle right here, which it works great for with the optional tail cap switch. We'll go over that here in just a second as well. But you can see the bottom here, it has a crowned basically a raised rim around the button itself. That is for the magnetic charging that you can see right here. Drops right on there, plug it right in. Red means it's charging, green means it's fully charged. That's also nice for the, again, optional tail cap switch, which is magnetic as well. Slap that right on there, and you can use your momentary on, let go, or you can use your full stay on with just a tap of the button there. I have this on my 1022 survival rifle build, which has been working pretty well so far. The tail cap, well, the switch on the back end right here is actually extremely quiet. I'll go ahead and press this in for you, and you'll notice there's two settings. You didn't hear anything there, and you didn't hear anything there. Extremely quiet tail switch. Not bad at all for that button on the back. And again, you can see if you push this in at a certain pressure, you'll get your, I believe that is 250 lumen, and then you get your brightest 1800 lumen. Oh, that's not 1800, actually. Yeah, that is your 1800. Sorry, misspoke that one. So not a bad little throw either. When you stretch this out to distance, you get a nice solid beam in the center, and it actually so bright out there that whatever you contact with the light will illuminate other objects around it to actually brighten up the entire area around you. So if you're using this up close, it is extremely bright. Nice thing about that is it does have a secondary switch on the side, which also acts as a battery indicator. So come on right there, you can see it's green. You can see it comes on green, and green means you're about 75% full. Drops down to orange, you'll be about 75 to 30% full. If it turns to red, you're in the stretch end of 30%. And if it starts blinking red, you're at least in 10% of your battery life. So it's kind of nice to have that function on there. No guesswork, just kind of see what color it is and remember what that is. If you wanted to run this on a lower setting, you just turn that off and hold it, and you get your moon setting right here, which is actually 1 lumen, which you can barely see right there. But if you're using this inside of a car, checking your glove box or something like that, you don't want an extremely bright flashlight that's going to blind you. Hold that button down momentarily, and it brightens it up to about 15 lumen, which is your low setting. And if you hold that button down again, you get medium 2, which is 60 lumen. Hold it down again, you get medium 1, which is 250 lumen. Press it one more time, and you get 750 lumens. Double tap that, and you get your 1800 lumen flashlight right there with a really good 300 meter throw on it. So not bad at all. Nice thing is if you run this as a weapon mounted light, and let's say you have your tail cap switch on, it's mounted to your firearm. Turn that on with your on switch. Sorry, turn that on with your on switch right there, and you can see if I don't want to run this on my firearm with its brightest setting or whatever this setting is right here, I can just drop that down to the moonlight or any other lumen that I want it to have on there. You can see by the press of that switch right there and let go whenever I wanted to. So you don't have to have this at its brightest setting to use this as a weapon light. If you didn't want to kill your battery, if you knew you needed to use this for a long extended amount of time, you run it on a lower lumen, you get more battery life. Look at that, not bad at all. Pretty well thought out. Let's just quickly go over what's included in the box because nobody likes unboxes. I went ahead and took everything out for you. It comes with your magnetic switch right here, which is USB port to magnetic. You can see it just drops right on the back end right there. Green for fully charged, red for charging. You also get a little lanyard, and they've been so nice to include this nice little metal piece on there, which you can feed through with a lanyard because I know that this is actually a pretty tough chore to do to try to shove that into that little hole in there. So you get a nice little lanyard on there. Also included is this very nicely made case. It's not too often I like to talk about a case too much, but this one actually is very nice. You can see you have a clip on the top here. You also have one very secure button on the back. You also have a belt loop right here if you want to feed your belt through there, or if you want to quickly clap it onto a belt, there it is right there. You can also feed this through a 2-slot MOLLE webbing, which when done so fits to the MOLLE webbing extremely tight. So it's very, very secure onto the MOLLE webbing. One button right there slaps right open, and you have your grommet hole on the top and a grommet hole on the bottom. Just worth mentioning, it is actually a really nice case if you're wanting to wear this around. And that is all actually included except for your, of course, your instruction manual. Now, if you wanted to have this on your, if you wanted to mount this onto a firearm of sorts, they do sell separately a flashlight mount. Essentially, this is a, you take this right here, you twist it sideways, and it loosens up the Picatinny clip as well as loosens up the slot for the flashlight to fit into. And then you just tighten it all down. It clamps onto the Picatinny rail section and also clamps down on the flashlight itself all at the same time. So you can mount this wherever you need to, or if you're running a different setup, you can do so as well. They also have, optional is a magnetic remote switch which we've talked about here for a little bit, but I didn't really show this Picatinny section right here that you can mount right onto a Picatinny area of your rail, and you slap on your magnetic tail switch, which I don't want to rip mine off right here. It's actually held on by sticky tape. But you slide that right into there, and now you can mount that directly to a rail of any sorts, of course, Picatinny rail 1913. So that is, of course, separate, but if you wanted to include that into your bundle when you go to purchase this, you, I believe, can get a certain percentage off if you spend over a certain amount of dollars, which I'll have linked to the sale down below if you wanted to get a better look at that. Alright guys, so as you can see, this is a fairly nice light, and I hope I didn't just ramble on too fast about it, but I like to keep these videos kind of short for those guys that are wanting to absorb as much information as you can from them. It's been a great little light so far. We'll obviously have a update video on it later on to see how well it does and how well it works out on my survival rifle build, which so far has been working out great. I want to thank O-light for sending this one out to show you guys. We also want to let you know, again, check out their October 31st flash sale for 30% off. And again, I believe if you include some of these other items, I think you do get 40% off. But again, check into that, make sure that you know for yourself what exactly you're buying there. Great little light. Again, I don't mind showing these because they're actually highly recommended, and they're definitely worth the show and tell about if you guys are good, wanting to get a good look at it. So I do appreciate O-light sending these out. I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next video.